It's one of the biggest rivalries of all time. It's up there in ranks with Biggie and Tupac and Rocky versus Drago. It's the Sounders versus the Portland Timbers here on the PDL stage, live from North Thurston High School in Olympia, Washington. I'm Peyton Behrens, and today's broadcast is brought to you by Bootstrappers Studio, and we are just moments away from kickoff here in this Cascadia rivalry, where the Sounders, coming off of a Friday night loss, 4-1 down in Eugene, Oregon against Lane United FC. The lone goal for the Sounders was scored by Derek Johnson and assisted by Adam Jones. That was in the second half of the match, where they were down 3-0 going into the break, giving up 2 goals in the last 3 minutes of the half. The Timbers, on the other side of things, had a 1-1 draw Friday night, and they were ready to try and get back on the winning side of things. The Timbers, the Sounders, they met in the first game of the PDL season for the Sounders, where they took away 3 points at Bonnie Lake High School just down the road here, and a 90th minute winner off of the head from Connor Antley, the center back who got up into the attack, was able to make the difference when it counted most. And we're getting ready here, and let's look at today's starting lineups for both squads. Looking at the Portland Timbers, number 0, Jordan Farr, is going to be in the net. Going across the back line, number 34, Nico DeVera. Number 35, Steven Dalmolin. Number 52, Wouter Verstraeten. And number 48, Zeron Sewell. The midfield for the Timbers, number 54, Andres Ochoa. Number 31, the playmaker, Ray Ortiz. He is a dynamic player for the Timbers. Number 30, Gino Mangana. Number 39 in the midfield for the Timbers is Christo Michelson. Up top, the 2 strikers, number 44, are going to be Alex Heelman. And number 38, the leading goal scorer for the Timbers, is Francisco Morosino. Morosino now has 4 goals on the season. He scored, 3 goals on the season after scoring on Friday night in the 1-1 draw. For the Sounders, in the back, the goalkeeper, Evan Munn. He's back there for the Sounders, as he got the start last week when the Sounders played at Starfire Stadium against TSS Rovers in their last victory, 3-0 win. Looking at the back line, you got Macaulay King, number 3, on the right side. Connor Antley and Nathan Awney are the 2 center backs of the day. And on the left side, it's number 26, Tyler John, the product from Seattle U. Looking in the midfield, number 7, Burke Failing, is on one side. The other side has number 33, El Tigre, Derek Johnson. Your 3 center midfielders, Trevor Jensen and Corey Keats, are going to sit underneath the attacking Sergio Rivas. And up top for the Sounders, number 27, Miguel Berry, as Keats plays that one off of his head and out of bounds here. And we are underway at North Thurston High School at Fouts Field. The Timbers on the throw-in early from the near side. Rivas trying to chase that one down for the Sounders. It's Johnson with the head. A dangerous ball going up and over the top. The Timbers can't chase it down, but it gets cleared out off the Sounders' boot for a throw-in on the far side. Header getting flicked over the top, intended for Ortiz, running out of bounds. Looking at the standings coming into today's match, the Sounders are sitting in second place, just 3 points behind Calgary Foothills FC, where they dropped a game early in the season to Calgary. Corey Keats with a big challenge. He hits the ground, grabbing his head. Not the best thing that you want to see here early in this match, where we're 2 minutes in and the training staff will be called onto the field. Keats doing a great job battling in the air, coming up with a knock. Looking down at the rest of the standings, Lane United is underneath the Seattle Sounders U23 with 8 points through 5 games. The Timbers now fall under that with just 5 points through 4 games, 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 draws. Only 5 goals for the Timbers, most of them coming off the boot of Francesco Morosino. And rounding out the PDL Northwest Division, Victoria Highlanders FC has 3 points through 3 games, and the TSSFC Rovers just 2 points through 8 games played here. Keats gets a nice standing ovation from the fans with the applause as he's on his feet, heading towards the sidelines now. The medical staff still working with Keats. We'll see if he's able to get back into that game and get checked out here. It was Alex Heelman meeting heads with Keats. Keats now at the 50, ready to go back in. Heelman still on the sideline, getting attention. Keats now gets waved on. Heelman has to wrap the head because he is bleeding after that challenge. Sounders with a man advantage now that Heelman is on the sidelines. Battling for the header is Johnson. The Timbers come away with it. Now Jensen, the captain, plays the ball intended for Barry. Barry battles on the near sideline. He lets that one run for a Sounders throw-in. King over to take the throw-in. Timbers defending with 11 in the box right now. Their highest stretch player is Mangana. Throw, now played back to King. Sends in a long cross. Keats now sends that one back to Antley. Antley plays in the middle to Rivas, loses his footing, but it's cleaned up by Failing. Failing gets his head up, looks for the left foot strike. No, it gets deflected, but out to Johnson on the sideline. Johnson, right-footed cross. Almost there for the Sounders. Now Johnson trying to win that second ball. Tyler John applying the pressure on Ortiz. Ortiz carries into the middle. Keats is there with a strong tackle to win possession for the Sounders, but taken back over by Michelson. Michelson sends that ball to no man's land, and it's going to roll all the way back into Evan Munn's feet. That one rolls too far into the hands of Jordan Farr. Ortiz on the turn, taken over by Jensen. Now the Sounders going to work with the ball in the back. It's Ani playing out wide to King. Rivas has space in front of him. One header past the defender. Plays on the ground to Keats. Keats in a triple team, but only goes to Failing. Now it's Michelson using the body on Keats. Michelson the intended target, but Nathan Ani there to clear that ball away from the danger after the turnover. Fun battle to watch in the midfield today is going to be Christo Michelson and Corey Keats, the two players with the long hair flow going in the midfield. Two very physical players as well will be going at it. On the throw-in is De Vera. Finding Heelman as he checks back in after the head injury. Rivas, too heavy of a touch. Goes in Timbers' possession. Now working around the back with it is Sewell. Plays a long ball up the sideline. But Ortiz is not going to be able to get there, and it's Munn controlling the ball with his feet. Antley wants to go through to Failing. Can't find him, and now the Timbers working with possession. De Vera drops back to Farr. Here it's your Seattle Sounders wearing the all-white kits. The Portland Timbers come in the away black and red representing the Rose City. Now a flicked header finds its way over to De Vera. The outside back attacking. He wants to lay off here to Morosini, who finds Ortiz in the middle. Ortiz gets past one defender. And the Sounders now working with possession. No, the turnover in the middle. Ortiz lays it off. Now it's Ochoa. Ochoa battles with a defender. It's Tyler John. Referee calls the foul on top of the box, and the Timbers have a very dangerous free kick just about 18 yards out here on top of that yellow line. And the tackle there came body to body with Tyler John and Andres Ochoa. Ochoa, the big body. Tyler John, the very speedy, aggressive outside back. Two just going shoulder to shoulder. Ochoa goes down. Now Ortiz and Ochoa both standing over this free kick. Sounders look to have a three-man wall in front of Evan Munn's goal. Ortiz with the approach. The curler, it hits the wall. John, left-footed clearance out, away, and to safety, and the Sounders able to dodge one there as we're about 8 minutes into this match. Throwing into the center of the box. Keats turns, has pressure on the back. Can't find the feet of Johnson. It's Ochoa again. Chipping a ball up and over the top. It's Ortiz. He lays it off. It's a Morosini on the shot. No, excuse me. It was Alex Heelman. And a great save there by Evan Munn, being able to push that one away, and the Timbers have the first corner of today's match. Ortiz is going to go over with some company, and it's Magana near side with Ortiz. The Sounders have two in defense in case of the short corner. Ortiz opts for the curler to the far post. And that one gets flicked away to the far sideline. Sounders still not out of trouble yet. On the throw-in for the Timbers is Steven Dalmolin. All the Timbers are pushed up inside 40 yards of that net. One header away, and Johnson clears their lines, trying to get that ball as close to the 50 as possible. Keeping it in play is Sewell, and he's going to drop all the way back to far. Now the Sounders can step out and get the pressure away from their net. Entry ball to Michelson, but he leaves it. Great play there. Keats is able to steal the pass. Now working with his failing up the sideline. Has Rivas, a very fancy flick to Keats, and now through ball into Barry. The Sounders are breaking. Rivas is running free in the middle. The cross goes all the way to the far side. Johnson unable to get that off the head of Dalmolin, but the Sounders now have a throw-in and dangerous attacking opportunity. Tyler John on the throw with the deep throw-in that he can find the front of that six for the Sounders to flick onto the back post. 5 in the box for the Sounders right now. John on the throw. Intended for Ani, but it doesn't get there. And the Timbers clear with a header to no one. King drops off to Antley, who's going to send that ball back into the mixer. It gets flicked out. Keats wins the header. John on the second ball. Finds Failing. To Rivas now. No one can settle down possession now. It's Sewell. And the Timbers drop back to Jordan Farr. Just trying to settle it down. Play a lot more calm. Long ball going up and over the top. Hillman was the intention. Michelson wins that one away from Keats, but John is there. And now back into the possession of Ochoa for the Timbers. Ochoa, little flick, finds a Morosino. Morosino gets that one taken away by King, and now it's Keats on possession. Keats can't get enough on that pass to find Rivas into space, and now Michelson working within the midfield. Sewell plays that one over to Verstraeten. Now into the middle to Heelman. And that ball tries going through and away, and it gets deflected off the body. It's going to be out of bounds off De Vera for a Sounders throw. King to take. Far side with John. Antley now. Dribbling through. Sends the ball up and over the top. Rivas is there to bring it down. Has 2 into the box. Rivas still carrying to the goal line. Left foot across. Very paced ball. It was able for Jordan Farr to get 2 hands on and send away. Now it's Ani. Playing to Antley and now far side with John. Johnson gives back to John now. King, lots of space on this far sideline. John and Jensen now having a little game of keep away of their own. Jensen wants to play big. No, goes short to John. John sends that ball up and over the top. Barry's there. It was misplayed by the Timbers defense, and now Johnson has a lot of space. Right-footed ball comes in. Rivas was in the box. Jensen's on top of the box with the strike and sends that one far and away. It's going to be a Timbers goal kick resulting there. Good stretch of play coming from the Sounders, being able to knock that ball around calmly. Barry chases the ball down and lays back off to Johnson, who's able to send in a cross, and a very dangerous one as it falls into the feet of Jensen, who had a good look on the net. Timbers go short on the goal kick here. And it was Verstraeten playing back to far, now into the middle. They're playing with fire here as the Sounders have numbers. And it's De Vera plays in. That one gets knocked away. Failing to Rivas. Chasing it down is Barry, but Farr is able to come out. Verstraeten, the captain, gets the rollout. Michelson now turns. De Vera. Keats takes away for the Sounders possession, but sends it right back in to Verstraeten. Verstraeten wants to carry, plays that ball wide. Tyler John is there. Johnson trying to get on his horse. He's getting out wide. Great ball from Tyler John. It's Derek Johnson now dribbling to the goal line, trying to create space for a cross. And that one just rolls out of bounds. Johnson with his hands on his head. Can't believe the opportunity that the Sounders had there, so quickly breaking out. Now it's Ortiz playing up that sideline. Loses possession as Keats comes through. Antley's able to win. Gets a flick. Now King. King carries. Lots of green in front of him. Plays short with Failing. Now goes inside to Rivas. It's Keats now, sending that one to the back. Johnson, far sideline. Drops off to John. Lots of space. No pressure from the Timbers. 30-yard, 35 out from their own net. Jensen gets the ball, turns, comes near sideline. Plays into Failing. Back to Jensen. Jensen, lots of space in front of him. Puts one defender on the ankles. Left-footed shot teed up and sent away over the net. Jensen's had 2 shots from deep. No space around him, and he takes them. Just miss hitting by a hair, sending him just a bit too far out. We're through 16 here. Both keepers have had 1 or 2 saves that have kept this game level. Munn with a huge one that led to a corner. A great win by Ani. Puts Jensen in. No, but Michelson's there to win the battle. Ortiz chips over, intended for Hillman. Hillman looking for the header through, and it's King chasing it down. King wants to clear that one out, and that one's going to curl and stay in. Barry's going to chase it down. Battle for Stratton, who's able to turn upfield. For Stratton, finding Ochoa and then getting it back to play Farr. Farr likes to have the ball at his feet, taking a lot of time in the back. The Sounders may want to apply some pressure to Jordan Farr, and it's Ochoa in the midfield. Ochoa wants to send the ball long to Hillman, but there to win the header is Nathan Ani. Failing. Goes to Jensen, no. Leaves for John. That ball going long down to the corner flag, intended for Rivas, but the flag goes up. And the referee's just going to let that one carry on so that the ball can find its natural ending and result in a goal kick for the Timbers. A big weekend in soccer it is, and it's being capped off right here on the PDL, the U23s. Started out with some U20 World Cup action where the United States got bumped in the quarterfinals, but a great run to get to the quarterfinals. The Champions League final was held yesterday, and one of the most beautiful goals that has ever been seen in soccer was scored, and that game went final. The Sounders with a match of their own today at home. And here on the end of a doubleheader for the Sounders U23 and the Timbers U23, after both teams playing Friday night, come back and play today on a Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Olympia, Washington. Sun's trying to squeak through some clouds. And it's Jordan Farr being able to scoop that one up. Long ball up and over the top, intended for Heelman, but yet again Nathan Ani is there to shut that one down, and the Timbers expected to use Heelman's height here early in this match, but Nathan Ani seems to be the kryptonite to Alex Heelman. Ochoa carrying a long time, try spraying a through ball, and it's Antley able to get there. Stop that one in its tracks. Antley plays back to John now, who wants to clear his lines, but only to Ochoa in the midfield. Ochoa plays that one into Magana with a flick. Barry takes over on possession. You got Rivas pushing high for the Sounders as Barry dropped into the center attacking mid. That ball splits two Timbers, and it's cleaned up by Antley, and he plays one through for Tyler John. John on the run up that far sideline. Ortiz is trying to chase. Slows it down. Keats now has Michelson coming up. Michelson takes over. Pushes one through. It's Heelman on the run. Jensen's able to get there, and he drops that one back to Munn. Lots of contact in the midfield. Michelson shakes it off, and he's applying pressure now on the far side. Michelson trying to take away from King, and now the Sounders calmly work along the back line. Trevor Jensen wearing the number 6 and the captain's band for the Sounders today. Plays exactly how a number 6 should. Very defensive-minded center mid. Throw-in goes up and over everyone, and it's going to be Antley. Takes it over. Tries laying off to King, but miscommunication there, and that one goes out of bounds. King trying to drop back and create space that way. Antley just tried playing a square ball. John taps the ball through into some space for Johnson. Johnson awaits support, drops back to John. John has Keats in the middle. Plays up the line to Johnson. One touch into Jensen, and Michelson takes over. Ball flicks off the foot of Tyler John, results in a Timbers throw-in on the far sideline. The Timbers on the attack. It's Heelman going down to the goal line. And he gets a little body from Tyler John there. And that ball's going to roll out of bounds. Great work by Tyler John to just shield that one going out of bounds. Munn wants to push up his lines as we pass the 20-minute mark here in Olympia, Washington. Ortiz brings that one down with a very slick touch, but it stays in play after the deflection off John. Jensen able to turn, find Rivas. Rivas flicks into Keats in the midfield. Great run of play there. Keats takes a lot of body, but King, one touch through ball into Rivas, can't get it. But Johnson is able to win back possession, and Keats with a one touch plays a ball back to his outside back with a lot of space. It's John now. John sends the ball diagonal to Failing. Failing has an overlapping run from King. King into the attack. The right-footed one-touch cross intended for Rivas, but goes astray, and now it's Johnson, far sideline, lots of time. Johnson lays off to Jensen. Jensen puts a ball back post, and it's far. Jumping, making the two-handed save. far, and Verstraeten playing with the ball in the back. Finds Michelson. That one's going to drop over to Sewell. Verstraeten plays the ball up the line, but a little too much on it. And it gets sent back into the same area. Keats brings it down. Has Barry up the sideline. Verstraeten doing a great job at winning possession back for the Timbers. Verstraeten plays that ball into DeVera. DeVera tries getting around, failing. Sends that ball into Heelman. It's going to find its way into Ortiz. Ortiz leading the attack. Has support on both sides. Ortiz gets that one taken away by Ani as he hits the ground. Now it's Antley playing into Keats. That ball can't get out of pressure. Working within the middle is Magana. It's King able to win possession and send it away to Rivas. Rivas tries to get ahead on it. Gets taken over by Sewell. Now working with it. It's Magana. Sends a chip through ball up and away over to the far side. All the way into the corner for a Sounders throw. Tyler John clears that one away, but only to Ochoa. One touch into Michelson. Back to Ochoa now. 30 yards out. Lays off to Verstraeten. Verstraeten trying to take on Jensen. Jensen with a great defense sends him back to the back line. Ochoa now. And it's Jensen again there with the high pressure. Jensen is doing a one-man takeover of the Timbers defense here. Ortiz plays it out to Michelson. Back into Ortiz. Ortiz wants Jensen one-on-one. Goes to Magana. Lays that one back off. It's with DeVera. DeVera sends in a right foot. Heelman the target. Johnson able to chase that one down. Rivas trying to go one-on-one with Sewell. Cuts inside. Now lays off to Keats. Ball sent to this near side and just out of the reach of Burke failing. Heelman, the target on the throw-in. Jensen clears it out for another throw. DeVera on the near side. Heelman again, the strong target, but gets that one knocked away by King. Heelman is proudly rocking a bandage on the forehead after he took a knock when him and Corey Keats went up for a header challenge. They both had to come out of the game. Heelman to get bandaged up. Keats showed no blood. And that was about 2 minutes into the match. It started off very hot-blooded. Now working around is Ochoa. Lays off to Michelson. Timbers just playing along the back line. Sends that one out wide, a one-touch entry pass. Ortiz is there on the deflection. Now it's Barry and Ochoa battling for it. Johnson. Deflection finds Rivas. That one's going to find its way out of bounds for a Sounders throw. John on the throw-in. Finds Keats. But the turnover on the one-touch pass goes back into the Timbers. Heelman lays off to Magana. Magana through ball to Ortiz. He's in behind John. Tyler John working back. Ortiz, though, lays off to Magana. Magana almost. But now Antley's on the attack as the center back. Last time that this one happened, Antley scored for the Sounders. Antley, pressure all over. Barry now with a right-footed outside the foot cross into the middle. Goes nowhere now. Antley is being covered by Jensen, holding the center back position. Keats commits a foul at the 50. Michelson wants to play quickly. Keats won't allow him. Trying to do anything he can to wait for Connor Antley to find his way back into the line. DeVera back to Ochoa. And that ball gets sent all the way back in to Evan Munn. Munn here hasn't had much work lately. Same goes for goalkeeper Jordan Farr on the Timbers side of things. Failing. Trying to back down DeVera. The header to King. Goes to Barry and now gets deflected around like a pinball, and it's failing. Dribbling through 4. Lays off for Barry. Back to King now. King with his head up puts a left-footed cross in. Nobody crashing the net, and it's too easy there for Jordan Farr. For Stratton and Farr, been playing a lot together today in the back line. Seems to be Farr's #1 target to go to. Ani able to win that with no pressure, but the pass gets deflected off Magana. Now he's in on the attack, but it's King. Turns away. Sends that one up, and over the stands here.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for our ball team doing a fantastic job this afternoon.
Just about 30 minutes through here. We're approaching halftime. You're watching the Sounders versus the Timbers U23. And it's the USL PDL brought to you today by Bootstrapper Studios. I'm Peyton Behrens. King intention for Barry on the throw. Barry wins it. Keats give and go. It goes away. Now working with it in the middle. Michelson goes to Magana. Tries playing through into Heelman. Can't find it. King. Lots of space, no pressure on King. He'll keep carrying, waiting for the support. Jensen now turns, plays Failing. Failing wants to attack. Inside to Barry. Barry battles through one, can't get through the second. Turning on the ball is Ochoa. And Keats is there to win that one. King finds Failing again. Now goes one touch into the middle to Jensen, trying to play in behind Verstraeten. Unable to. And that ball gets sent into the Sounders back line. It's Antley. Antley wants to attack some more, showing the speed from the center back. Rivas plays Barry in behind. Barry, the left-footed cross, goes across the net and almost touched in as an own goal, but it just misses the post. And the Sounders have a corner kick coming from the far side of the field after that one. The attack that starts from Connor Antley, and it seems he's most dangerous against the Timbers. He likes to attack out of the back, and the speed from Connor Antley just broke behind that back line. Created a lot of space for Barry off the through ball from Rivas. And the dangerous cross that came off Barry's left foot almost resulted in a 1-0 lead for the Sounders. Now, corner coming in. Curls. Farr gets a touch on it, but it only goes to King in the 18. King puts it back into dangerous area. Taking a touch is Failing. That one bounces around the 18. Now it's Ortiz. Ortiz trying to play Michelson into a lot of space. Michelson gets there. Has John. Michelson turns. Looking for help. Plays that one up, and it gets to Ortiz, but touched out to Keats. And Keats is going to send that one all the way back to Munn, who's going to clear that one into the Timbers bench. And with the pressure being applied by Ray Ortiz, Munn has only one option of just clearing his lines as far as he could there. Jensen wins the throw in. Keats goes up and over the top with it, and Sewell's just going to head back to far. It looks like Verstraeten is here on the near side asking for a substitution. He's limping. Still playing, though. Verstraeten's going to go to the ground, wait for the referee to blow play dead, and now it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Ochoa. Verstraeten's going to need a sub, and it looks like sprinting up to the sideline here. And it's never good to see a player just go down willingly like that. Verstraeten's going to need help off. Running up to the sideline to sub in is number 37, Nate Schultz. Schultz started the last match at Bonnie Lake High School in the back for the Timbers, and he was a force to be reckoned with. He was a very dangerous outside back. And now we'll see Schultz enter the game for the captain of the Timbers. And Verstraeten taking off his boots. We're here through 34 minutes. And he's getting that ankle checked out. His right side, he was limping on it. And it's the right side he's pointing back towards his Achilles. And that's the first substitution of the day. Nate Schultz will come in. And Keats just throws that ball back to Jordan Farr. Farr wearing the highlighter yellow in the net for the Timbers. Evan Munn wearing all black in the net for the Sounders. King wins that one, but it's quickly taken away by Amorosino. That one's going to roll all the way out of bounds for a Sounders goal kick. The referee will hold up play, allowing Schultz to check into the game. Schultz is going to go play the outside right back. Him and Johnson will be on that sideline battling. And that puts down Mullen and Sewell into the center back, filling in for Wouter Verstraeten. Working with it now is Ani, plays King. Antley plays to Keats now. Sounders playing with the ball in their own defensive half. Hillman applying the deep pressure, and now it's with Ani to Jensen. Michelson chasing that one down dangerously. Ball goes up and over the top. Barry chasing it down. Barry battling two Timbers. Goes through the middle of them. He's into the box on his right foot. Turns that one away. Sends it across the middle of the goal. Failing with a shot, and it's Jordan Farr coming up huge. He was in the right place, right time. Hardly had enough time to get his hands onto that ball, and now the Sounders have another corner coming from this near side. Taken shortly. Rivas plays to Failing. Failing has Michelson on him. Trying to turn. Ball intended for King, and it gets deflected away. Jensen overlaps now. Plays to the corner. Failing was to chase down. Will he get there? Sends in a cross. But no, he will not get there, and it's out of bounds for a goal kick. And that was the most dangerous opportunity that we saw leading into that corner kick, where it was Failing on the shot that Jordan Farr was just able to get two paws on it and send that one away. John winning that ball. He's into the attack now. Plays the overlapping Barry, who is in an offside position, and it will get whistled dead. Sounders here with under 10 minutes left in this first half. They want to attack. They're trying to get something onto the net here before they can head back to the dressing rooms for intermission. Ball gets deflected off Macaulay King, And it goes out for a Timbers throw. Nico De Vera takes over, and he's going to try and find his supporting cast here. De Vera tries to find Ortiz. King's there to head that one away. Between the legs of Failing. Now it's Ortiz on the turn, playing the overlapping De Vera. The sliding Nathan Ani coming through that ball. Michelson in the middle now. Plays it Shoa. Has Keats applying pressure. That one sent out wide to Schultz, the substitution. Drop back to Sewell. And Sewell will opt to go all the way back to Farr. Now Dalmolin plays that ball into the middle. Working with it. It's a Morosino. Lays off to Nico De Vera. De Vera can't split the two defenders, and it rolls out. Rivas comes through with a flying kick, but it goes into Heelman into the box. Cross comes into the middle, and Jensen clears it away, but only about 20 yards where De Vera works with it. Now it's Rivas. Rivas, the dangerous player, can't get around. Ortiz and Rivas had a nice battle going on there. And put back into the feet of the Timbers defense. Schultz plays middle to Ochoa. Rivas with the pressure. Now him and Barry go to double. Ochoa turns, looks up, lays off here to Magana. Has Ortiz out to his right. Magana carries, goes to Ochoa, lays off one time. Ortiz wants to strike, and that one's going to go wide. To Munn's right. No danger there to the net, but it was a very quick attack coming from the Timbers, being able to one-touch around to find Ortiz enough space to get a shot off here in the 40th minute. Michelson wins the header. No contention. Heelman flicks. Johnson comes into the middle to win that ball. Keats now carries. Trying to find Jensen, unable to do so. Going the other way with it now are the Timbers. Keats with a huge challenge that leaves a Morosino on the ground, and it's going to be a Timbers free kick behind their 50. The referee asking them to back up before they get things started again, and now we're back underway. Sewell is going to play back and forth here with Dalmolin. Comes outside for Michelson. This game very different than the first time these two teams met at Bonnie Lake High School. Ball going into Heelman. Heelman grabbing his head as him and Ani may have bumped heads. Excuse me, that's Antley. John, very direct ball going through all the way to Jordan Farr. But the last time these two teams met, wasn't a whole lot of possession and passing the ball around. It was a lot of direct through balls, just trying to pierce the back line of either side. And today, we see a lot more passing and playing through the midfield. Now it's Jensen. Sends it out wide to John. Now it's with Antley. Plays that ball over to King. And a lot more possession being kept today. King attacks space. Lays off for Keats. Ani wants to play that ball up and over. And it can't stay inside the premises of the field. It was intended for Failing. Heelman battling King. King wins it. Rivas with the heel flick. King, lots of space. King looks up, takes a right-footed shot. And over that far post, upper 90. Macaulay King, though, able to be the right back, getting into the attack and showing that he's not afraid to rip a shot. Farr plays short with Sewell and back. Now he is Dalmolin. Dalmolin wants to push that sideline inside to Michelson. Ortiz turns, goes around Jensen. Now Johnson is pressuring Schultz. That ball's won by Connor Antley, and Antley wants to attack a 3-on-3, lays off to Barry. Barry plays that ball up and over the top to Rivas. Has Johnson drop back, uses him on the one-touch. Johnson brings down with the chest, strikes a right-footed ball. Farr can get one hand to it. It's not out of danger yet. Keats on the full volley. The ball still being bounced around in the 18 and finally cleared out by Steven Dalmolin. My goodness. I don't know if I've seen a harder shot today. Failing or Johnson, they're both going at it right now. Now it's Failing. Sends in the right-footed cross. It flies back post. Johnson can almost get there. Rivas now battling. Schultz brings it, though. He's carrying. Trying to keep dribbling out. It's Rivas. Picks the pocket. Barry with his back to the goal. Lays off for Rivas. Sergio Rivas just wide on the right side, but a deflection leads to a Sounders corner here as we enter into the 44th minute. Just before halftime, the Sounders are trying to do everything they can to find the back of the net. And Rivas tracking down the ball to take the corner kick here. Great offensive work. Rivas in no rush. The Sounders just trying to make this possibly one of the last kicks of the half. Trying to catch their breath as much as possible. Failing. Will support short. To Rivas on the kick. With 7 Sounders in the attacking area. Rivas plays that one near post. Out to Jensen. Failing gets it. Tries playing Rivas quickly, but sends it out of bounds here. And the Sounders' attacking opportunity is diminished. On the throw-in is Steven Dalmolin. Trying to go up the sideline. Ortiz is battling with Ani there. Barry can't win the header. Johnson does win and goes to John. Tyler John now. Turns. Moves up the sideline. Plays Rivas. Now back into John. Barry on the one touch though. Can't find him. Failing. Tracing around the defense. Now a ball that goes to Magana. Antley showing off his speed as the center back, able to win it. And now he pushes into the attack yet again. Keats turns. Plays this ball to the near side with King. King is carrying as the right back. King threw a ball into Failing. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Failing lays off to King, who plays an off-balance cross. Johnson on the back post with Schultz battling. Ball still bouncing around. Michelson's able to clear lines, but only to John. We've entered stoppage time here. Rivas lays over to Jensen. Now out wide for King. Another cross coming from King. No. Puts it on his left. Now the in-swinger. And far post, no one's home, and Schultz passes that one out to Ortiz. Ortiz tries carrying past John. John gets a poke. Failing. 30 yards out. Puts a strike just wide. Jordan Farr had no danger there. And Jordan Farr now is going to be able to collect himself and his team for a goal kick. And we'll see how much stoppage time referee allows. It looked like he signaled about 1 minute to his assistants. We'll see here. Farr doesn't want to play short. He wants to try and clear his lines as much as possible. Farr sends this one to the sideline, and that'll do it for the first half. As we have reached the intermission here at North Thurston High School in Olympia, Washington. Both teams tied up at 0-0. Sounders have a lot more opportunities late in that second half, putting a lot of dangerous shots on the net. None able to get past Jordan Farr, though, as he has been rock solid in the net. And when it came to the last match between these two teams, there wasn't a goal cracked until the 90th minute. We'll see if we're going to have some of the same stuff going on in today's match. Don't go anywhere. Second half action coming up. You're watching the PDL, brought to you by Bootstrapper Studios.
Exclusively on USLPDL.com.
Clear?
For video leak.
And we're back here ready for second half action. You're watching the USL PDL brought to you by Bootstrapper Studios. I'm Peyton Berenson here. We are sitting at 0-0 between the Sounders U23 and the Timbers U23. Very exciting first half of play between both these teams where the Sounders had a lot of the shot opportunities coming late into that second half, and now they're going to start with the kickoff going right to left across your TV screen. The Timbers will be wearing the red and the black kits, the Sounders in the full white. And early in the match, it was Wouter Verstraeten, who is the captain of the Timbers U23, had to come out of the game. You see him in the orange penny walking off near the sideline, where he came out early with an ankle injury, had to get subbed on from Nathan Schultz. Schultz still the only substitution as it looks for either side here. Sounders look good offensively towards the end of that first half, and a lot of action going on both sides, and we're back underway. Rivas can't find Barry off the kickoff, and now it's the Timbers working with the ball the other way. John wins it, though. Now it's Barry, lays off to Johnson. Johnson tries playing a cheeky ball up and over the top. And it looks like coming late out of the locker room here was Zarin Sewell. The Timbers are playing with 10 right now as he comes sprinting around the corner 30 seconds late, and he gets waved on by the referee now. I'm going with his Magana. Magana takes Antley on one-on-one. Antley with a gigantic shoulder into Magana, and he's not moving on the ground right now. And Antley very disappointed in the call that was made. It was a very strong challenge there by Connor Antley. The Timbers want to play quickly as Keats is trying to hold Michelson, and Magana is still on the ground. Connor Antley is a one-of-a-kind center back here that the Sounders have, who's very speedy and gets in on the attack, and he's a very strong, hard-hitting center back as well. The Sounders will put 3 in the wall on this free kick. And we'll see what they want to do. Magana is slowly working his way into the box on the attacking side of things after being crushed there by Antley. Free kick being taken. The shot low and on the ground, but Munn is able to get there for the Sounders. The first opportunity of the second half comes to the Timbers. It looks like an offside was called there in the middle of the park. Johnson had a lot of space on this near sideline. They were unable to find him. The Timbers so generously just play that ball back into the Sounders back line. Rivas working around Michelson. Plays into Jensen. Jensen now goes through to Barry. Off his line, though, was far. He was ready and waiting for the direct ball, and he rolls out to Ochoa immediately. Farr gets the ball back into his possession. Has Sewell. Plays back into Farr. Michelson drops all the way back into the back line to have his own go at possession, going with Delmolin. Now it's up the line being played. And King sends that one about 40 yards back to his own keeper, Munn. Ani plays a big ball, Barry the header, and then that one gets flicked from Dalmolin back into the hands of Farr. Michelson on the turn, lays off to Ochoa. Now it's with Sewell. Timbers working with the ball into the attacking end. And they get in. The offside flag is up. Hillman gets a shot off. Flag is still sky high in the air, and then the referee will wave him down. Munn sends a long kick out of his own box. Barry's chasing it down. Sewell able to get the header out. But it was a 2-on-3 for the Sounders where they had Barry and Rivas attacking off that punt. Johnson. Slide challenge. Keats now with it. Sends back to Ani. Missing the headers, failing, but he's able to recover. Stay with it. King to Jensen, but now going the other way are the Timbers. Magana. Magana has support on his left. He uses it. One touch into the box, and it's Munn being able to eat that one up and hold on. Save the Sounders there as the counterattack coming from Francesco Amorsino. He's got 4 games under his belt. This is his 5th, 3 goals so far through those, and 11 shots coming into today. Amorsino has had a handful in this match alone. Failing. He's able to challenge, and Barry brings it down. Barry just dribbles over to the far sideline and can't contain possession of that ball. Amorsino leading the Timbers with 3 goals and 11 shots coming into this match today. Timur Zavitsa has played in every match except for today. He's got 1 goal and 6 shots on the season. We'll see if he gets used off the bench today. And Sewell, the center back, has 1 match under his belt, but he has 1 goal in 90 minutes of playing time. Rivas for the Sounders. Works into space. Turns. Splits between 2. It's Ochoa and Michelson. He makes look silly, and he's still dribbling. Pulls the trigger on a shot, and it gets deflected out. Jensen's chasing it down. Lays over to King. Can King keep it in? And he gets there, but he just sends it out, and you can hear the scream from Michelson after he got split by the very tricky Rivas. Here in the 51st minute, 0-0 between the 2 squads still. That ball gets sent all the way back to Munn. Trying to find Failing. Now to Choa. Looking at the Sounders side of things statistically, every goal on the season so far has been scored by someone new, and it's Sewell right now being trapped by Johnson down into the corner. Tries playing Schultz. That ball's going to stay in. John drops back, and it's going to be Antley playing with a little bit of fire, but he's able to lay off to Ani there. The Sounders now have possession. They're on defensive half. Antley is the one who scored the goal against the Timbers last time that these 2 teams met. Sergio Rivas has a goal of his own on the season, and a big challenge there in the center of the field was made by Jensen. Michelson starts quickly, and it's John able to get the tackle. John still battling with Schultz there before that one gets sent to the back line. Sergio Rivas has a goal and assist on the season with 9 shots coming into today's match. Derek Johnson has a goal and an assist of his own. Trevor Jensen got on the score sheet last Sunday against TSS Rovers. Michelson working through the middle, lays off to Magana. Magana dribbling with space, takes a shot, and that one's just going to roll very slowly on the carpet and out of bounds for a goal kick. Looking at the rest of the stat sheet for the Sounders, Nathan Ani has a goal on the season, so 2 center backs there for the Sounders are on the score sheet, and Adam Jones has a goal and an assist. Looking around, Corey Keats has an assist on the season, so Stein Sandbeckhog. Sandbeckhog not in the starting 11 today, and we'll see if he gets used off the bench. Here in the 53rd minute, the Timbers set up for a goal kick. Playing short with Sewell. It's Farr now working with the ball in his own 18. Jensen wins possession. Lays off here to King. Trying to find Barry, and Barry can't use his body well enough to shield that one away. John wins the header. Keats is going to run with it. Go to Barry. Barry's touch was heavy, and it pops straight up in the air. Michelson underneath it. Now Michelson's in a double team. A triple team gets out of it. Rivas, 1 touch. Keats on it. And it gets the foul called. Michelson cannot believe it. It's Schultz who will be issued a yellow card. Keats is still on the ground there after the late challenge. Schultz went in with the spikes up. and it fired up Michelson, even though it was not him, getting that play called dead, and it looks like Rivas be here on the free kick. Just about 30 yards out here for Rivas, a little over 30 yards. He'll have a nice free kick to be able to send into the box where 6 Sounders are stacked on the back side of the 18, ready to just crash the back post. Trying to get a header. Farr is about 3 yards off of his line. 2-man wall. Rivas' free kick. Curls towards that backside. Farr is there in a traffic of bodies and able to reel that one in. Now we're in the 55th minute here. Timbers carrying the ball out of their defensive half. It's De Vera. Through ball goes in behind Magana. One-on-one with the keeper. Sends it wide of the net, and the Sounders get bailed out there. Magana's on the ground in disbelief. He cannot fathom that he had missed that one-on-one opportunity he had there with the back line. The Sounders dodging bullets there as the counterattack from the Timbers just fizzled out. Barry on the header, brought down by Failing. Gets cleared. Under it is Ani. Ani wins the header away from Heelman, but it gets deflected into Magana, and now Antley settles. Antley tries dribbling out of it, goes over to Heelman. Heelman is in an offside position after he gets the left-footed shot on, and that one is stopped in its tracks there, where it was Munn able to smother the play. Munn has the free kick, and he's trying to direct traffic in his own end, trying to control his team where he wants that ball to go. And Johnson now on the header goes over the top to Rivas. Rivas now battling with Sewell, and that one's going to go out for a Sounders corner kick here. They play short quickly, go to Jensen. Rivas on the overlap. Jensen back post for Failing. Can't jump high enough, and that one's going to go up, over, and out for a goal kick here. Very quickly taken corner kick by the Sounders U23, trying to catch the Timbers asleep, but they were ready for that one. Ochoa. That ball being played across the field from Ani, and the Timbers just send it back. Nathan Ani chases that one down. Ani plays that ball up the line to King, and it stays in. Now Barry finds it with his back towards the goal. King, one touch, trying to go up and over the top to Failing, but there to win it's Barry. Barry still carrying across the center of the field. Goes out wide to Johnson. Johnson takes a touch back into the middle. Rips a right-footed shot near post. And Jordan Farr, as he's losing his footing, pushes that one away. And that one was trouble for Jordan Farr. He's had a lot of pressure from shots from range from the Sounders U23. And Derek Johnson has been on the other end of a few of them. Johnson cracked the back of the net on Friday night in a lone goal in the Sounders 4-1 loss on the road. Rivas with the corner kick here in the 59th minute. Sends it back post. Failing's going to try and chase it down. Failing now working along the sideline. Can't keep that one in. The Timbers take over on possession. And it looks like there was a substitution at halftime for the Timbers, where it's Timur Zavitsa who checked into the game for Ray Ortiz, and a gigantic tackle comes there from King. King will get talking to from the official. Getting sent to the principal's office now and just receives a caution. It's a yellow card. Macaulay King is the first sounder to make his way into the referee's book today. Saw Schultz earlier in the second half. Now that ball floats to the top of the 18. Cleared away by Ani into safety. Schultz sends that one to his back line. See a substitution on the way for the Sounders here at the 50. It's Stein Sandbeckhog. And up that far line, it's Nico De Vera. De Vera now has Ani on him. Drops that ball back. The right-footed cross comes in. Schultz might have been the target, but fell about 5 yards short. Keats moves past Michelson. Now through ball, trying to find Barry, and Sewell just clears the lines here. And we're going to have a substitution on each side of things. Sandbeckhog is the substitution coming for the Sounders. And on the Timber side of things, it's going to be midfielder William Spur checking into the match for Alex Hillman. Spur listed as a midfielder. We'll see if he finds himself in the striker role or if he drops back a little more. Failing will check out for Stein Sandbeckhog.
And for your Sounders, U23, departing number 7, Brooke Failing. And coming on, number 21, Shin Sandbeckhog.
John with a long throw in into the box. Trying to win it was Ani. Sends it straight up. Can Farr get to it? He can't. Sewell heads it out. John on the hesitation. Tries cutting towards the goal. Now working with is the substitution Spur. Spur goes past Keats once, but Keats cleans that one up immediately. Ball going up and over the top. Steinbeckhog trying to run that one down. Timbers working within their own back end. We're 2/3 of the way through the match here. As ball gets sent up the line and out of bounds, and Magana goes to Michelson. Michelson with the fancy Maradona and gets taken down. Sewell. And it gets taken away by Antley. Antley, the very speedy center back, wants to get into the attack. Barry on the left side. Tries a Maradona of his own, but loses it. Ochoa now tries bringing it out. Johnson strips it from him before it gets cleared out. Keats now wins on the one touch, but sends that one back into the keeper 6. Farr settles it down. Timbers working with it up the far side. It's a Morosino on the throw-in. Morosino listed as a striker, but he's playing a lot more in the left midfield role today. Macaulay King sends that one as far up the sideline as he can. That one's just going to run out of bounds. Michelson. Going over to take the throw, Steven Dalmolin. Trying to send some players into the box. He wants to set something up here that can lead to a Timbers goal, a deep throw-in. But it's won by Ani, and Keats is going to turn and send that one away to Barry. Barry Now turns, drops that one back all the way to Munn. Now it's Ani looking forward. Plays that ball up. Barry has space. The header goes up and over the top to no one. Rivas was on the right side, unable to overlap quick enough to get there. Now to Choa in the midfield. Choa's going to lay off to Schultz here on the near side. Schultz carries. And Rivas was just a hair away from taking that ball away from the Timbers. Schultz again near side. Plays up the line. It's with Zavitsa and Ochoa. Far sideline for Morosino. Now going the other way, Rivas back to the goal, turns. Going up the line, it's Ani. Can't keep that one inbounds, and the Timbers now on the throw.
Fans after the match, hop online and go to TacomaSoccerCenter.org to find out how to join in for adult youth leagues here in the Southeastern Sound.
King wins the battle there. I think a foul was called as they were tangled up. King kept that ball inbounds while having a man all over him. King plays a free kick into Jensen on the ground. Jensen goes through. Trying to find Sam Beckhog on the far side. Michelson battling with Rivas. Now gets in the double team. Rivas comes out with it. Taps to Barry. Barry goes into the middle but can't get it to Jensen. And it was Farr that slides onto the ground going after the ball. Farr is still down. Jensen slow to get up. Tough battle coming there, and it looks like Farr will be able to get up after that. A little shaken up. Very aggressive goalkeeper, Jordan Farr. Knows when to come off his line, knows when to stay back. He's doing a great job at keeping a clean sheet on the side of the Timbers, as well as Evan Munn is for the Seattle Sounders. Into the 67th minute here, you're watching the PDL brought to you by Bootstrapper Studios. I'm Peyton Behrens. And it's Magana trying to work through the Sounders defense. John pulls him down, though, after winning the ball, and now it's going to be a free kick on top of the 18 for the Timbers, and we'll see where it's placed. Just about a yard outside, and we have a great angle on this one here. Lined up right behind the ball, leading into the goal. 3 Timbers standing over. They all want a crack at it. It's Timbers Zavitsa, as well as Andreas Ochoa and Nico De Vera are all standing over this. 3 Sounders in the wall. Munn has his wall set where he wants it. Barry, Johnson, and Rivas are all in the wall. The right-footed shot, and it goes upper V into the near post, and it's a beautiful free kick off of the right boot coming from Timur Zavitsa, and that's his another goal on the season for Zavitsa there, giving him 2, and wow, what a free kick it was. Timur Zavitsa could not have placed that more beautifully. It was in the one spot of the net that Evan Munn could not reach. Wow. Absolutely astonishing there. A picture-perfect free kick off of the boot. And the Timbers now with the 1-0 lead in the 69th minute. Sounders get things started again. It's King sending it back to the defense. And a deep ball where Farr will come off of his line where he's been playing all day long. He'll be there to clean anything up that just goes too far. My goodness, what a great free kick that just came off from Timur Zavitsa. Outstanding from number 33, able to win that set piece. And just about 19 yards out, get it up over the wall and curl it near post. It was a world-class free kick there. Now the Timbers working with it up that far sideline. It's DeVera. Dribbles that one out of bounds. Now Keats on the throw. Turns. Finds Rivas. But Keats is able to win. No, not there anymore. And going the other way with it now is Spur. Lays off to Michelson. Lots of space for Ochoa here. 25 yards out. Plays Schultz between two defenders. Schultz turns. Goes to Zavitsa. Left-footed ball going into the box. Stopped by Spur. Michelson, 30-yard rocket. Munn shuts it all down. Michelson with what a rip there. Dangerous for Munn, but Munn is able to contain that one. Jensen gets tackled from behind. He's still grabbing his leg, and a very hard challenge from William Spur. Jensen was not expecting that one coming at all. Didn't have the eyes in the back of his head to see it coming. He's up slowly, no card issued, and the Sounders get things rolling again. It's Ani. Minutes remain here at North Thurston High School in Olympia, Washington. Tyler John carries into the attack. Keats plays that outside to Johnson. Left-footed ball off the elbow. Schultz, refereed, no call. Zavitsa flicks that one into Ochoa, and now it's John winning back possession. Takes one touch too many. Jensen now battling with Spur. Ochoa on the overlap. Ochoa give and go with Amorosino. Spur, great ball work here from the Timbers as Spur dribbles through three. Zavitsa now, space, time. Chips that one into the middle. Trying to turn on it was Magana. Now it's John with possession. Trying to find Barry on the run. Barry lets the ball run through. And Sewell knocks that one out of bounds. Johnson wants to go quickly. Throws in to Rivas. Rivas has space and support in the middle and goes all the way across. King, far side. King carries middle, lays off to Jensen. Keats now. To Jensen. Jensen lays off to Ani in the back. Ani takes a hard touch and a pass that goes into the Timbers defense. And that one gets cleared onto the track and bounces almost into the stands. A long clearance there. Don't know what was going through the mind of Nico DeVera on that one, but I guess the Timbers felt pressure and wanted to get the ball out of their end, and now the Sounders will work with the possession again. We're here live from Fouts Field. Timbers lead 1-0 off of a great free kick from Timur Zavitsa. Other than that, the Sounders have had great pressure on the Timbers goal here. Going the other way, it's Magana now. Sends that ball to Spur. Spur blocks it off the clearance from Ani, and it goes out of bounds. Ani now on the throw-in. Ani sends that one deep, trying to get it to Barry. Jensen can't bring it down. Now it's Antley. Plays out wide to John. Up into Johnson. John can't find Keats there, but he wins it back. John now with three defenders around him. Trying to pull it off the foot of Michelson. Rivas wins it. Can't find Barry. And now it's with Antley in the back. Lots of space for Connor Antley. King thinks about the early cross. Doesn't pull the trigger on it. Sounders have only used one sub today, and they're preparing for their second. Long throw-in coming into the box intended for Barry. He can't get on the end of it. Amorosino now gets put into a double team. Deflection off of the back of King that rolls out for a Timbers goal kick here. Substitution in the works for the Seattle Sounders. We're here in the 74th minute. Timbers leading 1-0, and the header won by Antley. Keats brings it down. John playing to Rivas. Now Johnson up the sideline. Johnson wants to take Schultz one-on-one. Tries the left-footed ball past him. Can't drop back to Keats where Michelson's there. John wins that one. Jensen can't get it off the foot. Now Jensen takes in, sends it to the back line, and Zavitsa's left in the turf. King carries, finds Sambekog. The Sounders can't get away from the Timbers where they have about 4 shirts around the ball at all times. It's King in the middle of the field now, though. Tries working through a triple team. Jensen trying to get on the end of it, and far out like a cannon. Comes through that ball and cleans it up in his own 18. Checking in at the 50 for the Sounders U23. It's number 2, Arian Blackstock. Magana, great move into space. Tyler John there to clean it all up, though. Magana with one step over, and then he slides through the ball, able to win that one off John, but out of bounds for a Sounders throw-in. Magana with some crafty work to create space. Looks like Blackstock will check in for Barry, and it's going to send Stein Sambekog up into the number 9 role. Also checking in, number 15, John Dale, the product at Davidson College, finds his way to the 50, but he'll have to go in on the next dead ball. Keats pushes out wide. Blackstock finds himself in the center of the park right now. Antley dribbling past 2 Timbers, sends a ball in behind for Steinbeck-Hogg, but he can't turn his head quick enough to find it. Checking out now is Keats. And coming into the match is John Dale.
Number 18, Corey Keats. Coming on, number 15, John Dale.
John on the header, sends it back into Timbers County. Now Antley's chasing it down. Has Zavitsa on him. Zavitsa the goal scorer today. Antley gets away. Turnover in the midfield. Ochoa, one touch. Magana on the strike. It takes a deflection, and it's running its way to the sideline here. Dale, the substitution, has 1 match under his belt on the year where he played 33 minutes and recorded 1 shot. The other substitution, Arian Blackstock, 3 games for him, 158 minutes played, as well as 1 shot for him. He's came in and played some outside back last Sunday against the Rovers. Throw-in coming for the Timbers. No one there but Nathan Ani to win it. Second ball was won by John. Michelson, right-footed volley, was a heat-seeking shot for Munn. Fell right into his lap, and now the Sounders wanted a counter early. Sambekog's the forward. Sewell wins the first header. Rivas brings it down with the right. Blackstock now on the far sideline. Trying to play Rivas into space, but De Vera's there. King now wants to carry into the midfield. Gets it taken away by Magana, the very quick attacking midfielder here. Now it's Spur. Spur sends a through ball up that sideline to a Morosino. And Blackstock's there, able to slide and send that one away.
Fans stick around for autographs after the game. The Sounders will be signing near the player entrance on the left side of the stands.
That ball's going to bounce into the 18. King trying to just shield it out for a goal kick. And a combination of King and Antley is able to secure that one in possession for Munn. As we approach the 80th minute, Sounders want to attack and throw as many numbers forward quickly. That one's going to deflect off Johnson. And it's a Timbers throw-in on this near sideline. Jensen, through ball, Sambekog rolls all the way into Far's 18. Zavica plays into the feet of Spur, and Michelson sends that ball long to the sideline. We'll see if DeVera does get there, keeps it in with the speed. Now he cuts into the box. King takes that one away and sends it into Rivas. Rivas turns, gets away from the pressure. He's carrying, has an overlapping Dale on his left, goes to Jensen. Jensen versus Michelson. They both go to ground, but they both up quickly. Now in a double team, Blackstock pulls it away. Michelson falls to the ground, and the foul is called. It's going to be Timber free kick. '80th minute now. Time is not on the side of the Sounders. They haven't had a very strong opportunity. It's Magana, top of the 18. Heavy first touch. Ball goes to Barry, but it gets past. Johnson now on the run with Schultz, shoulder to shoulder. Schultz sends that one back to Farr, who just sends it as far as he can. Spur can't win it. Jensen does. Lays off to Dale, and now it's with Johnson. Johnson faces forward. Looks and finds Rivas. Lays off to Dale, now Sandbeckog. Chases down the ball in behind. Goes to the goal line. And too far on that one as he sends that one out of play. Timbers take over on the goal kick. The referee giving a warning to hurry things up here, and the Timbers trying to milk the clock as much as possible with a 1-0 lead here. John wins the header. Jensen flicks it away. Now it's Dale. Works away from pressure of Ochoa. Dale trying to get through a second, a third Timber. Sends a ball in behind for Sandbeckog. He gets pulled down, but there's an offside on the far side of the field. Sandbeckog just left a step too early before he gets pulled down into the box. It was a great chance there from the Sounders. Sandbeckog just a bit too quick there for the referee's whistle. Dale goes far side to King. Lots of space over there for King. King wants to play a ball deep. Back into Johnson's territory. Can he keep it in? The header does stay in. Zavica clears the ball to the far side of the field for a Morosino, who's going to cut into the middle. Now take a step back, lay off to Michelson. Johnson strips it away. Sandbeckog faces the goal, tries cutting into the middle, loses his footing. Rivas cutting between two, trying to make it three. Johnson on the curler. That one was in the reach of Jordan Farr, who knocks it down and smothers it on the ground. The Sounders got a clean look onto the goal. Checking to the 50 for a substitution is number 50 for the Portland Timbers, and that's Alex Segoya. Ochoa near sideline. Plays in between two defenders. Finds Schultz and gets it back and plays that one across his defense back line. DeVera's there. Up and into the Sounders back line. They keep it. No, now it's Ochoa. Magana into space. Ani defending. That ball goes out off Magana's boot. In the 84th minute, the Sounders have a goal kick. Munn. Referee will stop this, allow the Timbers to sub here. And don't expect this to be a quick substitution with the Timbers leading 1-0 here in the 84th minute. And it's Francesco Amorsino, the leading goal scorer of the Timbers, who has 3 on the year right now. He's playing every game for the Timbers. He's going to exit. For midfielder, Alex Segoya. Rivas can't get to that one. Dale does. But it goes straight to Segoya, the sub. Blackstock now on that far side. Drops back to King. Chips the ball up and over the top. Sounders trying to send everything forward. Blackstock wins the knockdown. Goes out wide on the near side to Johnson. Takes a touch in onto his right foot. Cuts between Jensen. Miscommunication with Rivas. Sends that ball too wide. Rivas was cutting into the middle. And De Vera just going to let that ball run out deep into the Timbers' own end. We're in the 85th minute here. Sounders want to try and pack everything in, lock it. Highest stretch forward for the Timbers is Timur Zavica. Blackstock wins that. King sends a ball into the middle for the Sounders. Now it goes to Zavica. Plays the ball to the sideline. Johnson's there. Has a cutting John going up the sideline. Battle between two Timbers and Derek Johnson, and it's won by Zavica. And that ball runs out of bounds. Antley doing the smart thing to let that one run out of bounds. Munn controlling his team, getting them all forward before he sends this one deep here. Underneath this, Sandbeckhock flicks on to Rivas. Ball into the box. Far comes off his line. Picks that one out just 12 yards away from the net. A long punt from Far. Jensen with a great flick to Rivas, trying to play another header. Schultz sends that one back to Far. The Sounders pressuring, unable to get to it. Ani, another one header. Dale to Blackstock, plays that one in the air. Ochoa's under it, sends that one back to Michelson. Spur gets a touch around. Doesn't go past Tyler John, though. Johnson wins that one off Schultz. The through ball goes to Sandbeckhoff. Lots of space on that left side for Sandbeckhoff. Trying the cross, it gets deflected out of bounds. The Sounders have a corner here in the 87th minute. Substitution coming from the Seattle Sounders.
Substitution for the Sounders in the 87th minute.
And they're going to wait to the next possession for the substitution.
Number 12, Edward Nah.
They're going to wait. The Sounders have the box very stacked here. Just one defender, Tyler John, in front of Evan Munn. Rivas on the corner. Sends it deep. They're on the shot! And it gets cleared out to Tyler John, and John's just going to knock it back into danger. Antley tries settling in traffic before that one gets cleared out. Munn is going to have to run back into his box. John chasing it down. Magana uses the body to push John off the ball. It's off. And now working with it in space, it's Segoya. Segoya left-footed shot into the lap of Munn. Munn rolls out quickly here to Johnson, where the Sounders are going to try and counter. Johnson sends a left-footed ball forward. Sandbeckhoff on the flick. Now the Sounders have the ball, throw in deep in their own end. Substitution now on its way. Johnson's going to check off the field, and Edward Nah is coming on. Nah, the product from PLU, takes off his former PLU teammate, Derek Johnson. Throw-in coming from John here in the 88th. Into the box, Far. Jumps above the rest and is able to bring that one into his possession. And the player now down on the ground for the Timbers. This one surely is going to eat up some clock. It looks like it's Sewell. He's cramping, it looks like. Got a teammate over there stretch him out, and the referee will be accounting this into stoppage time, but it definitely slows down the momentum of play between these two sides. The Timbers want everything to work slow here in these last remaining minutes. The Sounders need to try and play quickly if they want a chance onto the net. Sewell's going to check off down by that goal line. They're going to be playing with 10 until we see a substitution make their way to the 50. And Sewell trying to jog it off now, jog his way up to the 50 so he can get checked back into this game. We're almost into the 90th minute here. Far sends that clearance away. Bounces once, and King heads it. Dale is there to send that to John. Sounders trying to play it forward. Ochoa's going to win the header. Send it to Zavica. Spur with some fancy footwork there to create his own space. Ochoa sends that ball wide all the way to the other side to Segoya. Segoya just taps to Ochoa in space. Ochoa trying to lock it down near that corner flag in a double team with Dale and King. Ochoa hits the ground, still trying to win deflection of the ball. Dale can only clear it about 30 yards out. Gets into the box, and Munn comes out for it. So we approach stoppage time here. And it's Ani playing as a striker, leaving that center back role. Only 3 in the back for the Sounders now. Blackstock with the throw in there. There's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time. As Ani hits the ground, that ball is going to get sent, but it's Dale. Plays that ball to himself on a volley. He's going to strike it, and it just one-hops into Jordan Farr's hands. And with 5 minutes of stoppage time here, lots of time to be had for the Seattle Sounders. King there on the one touch. Blackstock goes up the line to Sandbeckog, but it goes out of bounds. King wins that ball, but only sends it to Mangana. On the far side is Spur. Plays into Segoya. Lays off now, it's Magana. Playing that ball out wide. Zavica. Brought down by Rivas, settled. John sends that one as far forward as he can go, and Sandbeckog unable to win it. Jensen there for the battle. Zavica sends that ball over the top and in the clear, but Munn comes out, and he gets taken down on a big clearance trying to send that ball as far as he can, and he just ran into the wall. That was William Spur. That was a very, very hard way for Munn to go down, and that's very scary to look at here, as both players were going at full speed trying to clear that ball. Spur, of course, was trying to make a challenge onto the goal. No intent there by Spur, but very scary to see Munn on the ground. The training staff immediately out onto the field to check on Evan Munn. Getting warmed up here for the rest of stoppage time is backup for today, number 1, Cameron Frost. Munn still on the ground being checked out by the training staff. Now we'll see how much stoppage time the referee will allow towards the end of this match. And the Timbers leading 1-0 here in stoppage time after a free kick from Timur Zavica from 19 yards out, curled into that upper 90. It was in the 69th minute that the tie was broken. And the Timbers just trying to hold on. The Sounders scored in the 90th minute the last time that these two teams met at Bonnie Lake High School. The Sounders still trying to hold on to that second spot in the standings right now, as they're chasing Calgary by 3 points. And it looks like Frost is ready to go to head out on to the pitch and see if Munn can put any pressure on that leg, and doesn't look like it right now, and he's being helped off by the training staff. And it looks like John Dale helping him out, getting him to the sidelines.
Replacing everybody in stoppage time will be number 1, Cameron Frost.
It's never a good sight to see for your goalkeeper, just being aggressive off the line, doing exactly what he needs to do. He's putting a little bit of pressure on that leg the closer and closer he gets to the sideline, but things do not look good for Munn. Frost jogs his way into the net. The Timbers will have possession of the ball, far sideline. Or we may have a drop ball situation. And it is a drop ball that Blackstock wins. He lays off to King, and King's going to send that one forward. The Sounders had 4 men pushing the back line. Ochoa is going to try and send that one back into dangerous territory. King is there again with the battle. Frost sends that one towards the sideline. We'll see if it stays in. Blackstock can run underneath it, head it, but only as far as Michelson. He's going to send that one back in. We got a game of American ping pong going on out here. Blackstock sends this one near side with John. John, space in front of him. Can he outrun Spur? Plays short to Na. Na now cuts into the midfield, going between 3. Na's got fresh legs, goes in behind to Sandbeck. Plays across into the middle of the box. Jensen can't get there. Now the Timbers trying to get this one out. William Spur turns, looks upfield. Daly misses on the tackle, and now it's John taking over possession. We'll see how much more stoppage time is allowed here. That ball rolls all the way into Farr's hands. Jensen can't track it down. Now Farr walking his way up, and the Timbers look like they want to make another substitution here in the 90th minute to try and eat as much clock as they can. Antley's there on the header. Rivas commits a foul at the worst time. Steinbeck is going to set that ball down for the Timbers, trying to allow them to play as quick as possible. Michelson wants to settle this down as much as they can. And it looks like the referee will allow the substitution to be made here. Checking off is Magana for the Timbers. Checking onto the field, number 42, Bob Groenjick. Now the Timbers resetting the free kick as they were trying to push that one about 10 yards further than it initially was. Doing everything they can to milk the clock. Sewell now on the free kick. Trying to play it short there. John wins it. And John sends that one as far forward as he can. Ochoa's there. Ochoa's just going to keep dribbling until he can't dribble no more. He lays off into the middle now, working with it. It's Segoya. Segoya works his way towards the corner flag, and that ball is going to go out of bounds for a goal kick. Segoya not letting John get to that ball. We are 6 minutes into stoppage time here, but with the injury, a few more minutes we're eating up. Nah, into the attack now. Tries laying that one off to the near post, and it's cleared out over the fence there, not in favor of the Sounders, as Johnson's going to run over, and now a new ball's going to get thrown on. We're still into stoppage time. Sounders sending everyone that they can into the box here. John has deep throwing capabilities. See if Tyler John can send this one in to a dangerous area. Gets into the near post and bouncing around, and it gets into the back of the net. The Sounders tie things up at 1. No offside is being called, and who is it celebrating but Edward Naw? The Sounders are able to knot things up in the 90th minute with some late action yet again from against the Timbers. My word. The Sounders, late drama against Portland, and they are furious right now as it's Jordan Farr giving an earful to the assistant referee. The Sounders are able to salvage a point in stoppage time, and a yellow card is being issued now. The Timbers are all standing around the Sounders, thrilled to get one into the back of the net and knot things up here in North Thurston High School with late drama. This Cascadia rivalry is in full heat. It was Dalmolin on the backside of that yellow card. Now Ochoa wants to attack with how much time is left here. Blackstock gets absolutely crushed, and the foul will be on him as he went underneath the attacker there. Now the Timbers going to try and throw as many numbers forward as they can. And I believe it was Edward Naw on the back end of that goal, but who knows? There was such a scramble in the middle. Who knows who got the last touch on that one? Timbers send a free kick into the Sounders area. And Frost comes up big with the save here in the 90th minute. Coach Sawaski wants him to play quickly, and the Sounders want to try and go for a win here. Naw has a 3-on-3, and Naw gets a tackle from Ochoa. Clean, though. Naw's now battling for it on the near side, and there it is, the final whistle. The Sounders take things in the 90th minute here. The Timbers are absolutely furious about things. They cannot believe that they had given it up in the last minute, and Jordan Farr is furious on the other side. Timbers cannot believe that they had given up that one after a great free kick goal coming off the foot of Timur Savica. The Sounders are able to salvage back to get level again, 1-1 here with another 90th minute goal. We saw it happen at Bonnie Lake High School against the Timbers, where it was Connor Antley getting on the score sheet. And now it's the Sounders scoring again in the 90th minute to knot things up at 1-1. Great late drama action. And it looks like the Timbers head coach, Aaron Lewis, is on his way with the officials following them into the locker room, giving the earful that, he feels that they were shorted there towards the end. No foul, as it was Jordan Farr on the ground in the box when that ball went into the back of the net. Hard fought 90 minutes on both sides here. And again, a great goal coming from Timur Savica. Went on that free kick. It was absolutely outstanding. The Sounders get the last ball into the back of the net. They're able to knot this one up 1-1. And so from here, from North Thurston High School at Fouts Field, you've been watching the USL PDL, brought to you by Bootstrapper Studios. So for my engineer and producer, Adam Weigel, I'm Peyton Behrens. Thank you for tuning in to this USL PDL match, live brought to you by Bootstrapper Studios.